Welcome to the Florida Divorce Podcast, your source for the information you need to successfully get through your divorce and into the next exciting chapter of life. Now, here's your host, Attorney Scott Kalish.
Hey everybody, my name is Scott Kalish. I am a divorce and family law attorney here in Florida. And today I want to talk to you about parental decision making, right? So if you're thinking about getting a divorce, or let's say you're involved in a paternity sort of dispute where you're unmarried and you have a child with somebody and you're going to be starting a case for paternity and you think decision making is going to be a big issue, I want to sort of give you a 20,000 foot view of, what that looks like in sort of the context of divorce and family law, right? So this is an issue where, most people don't have this issue. I would say 70% of people that I deal with don't have, an issue with their spouse in terms of like making major decisions, right? So major decisions really include, decisions that are for your child's health, for, education, just general welfare, things like that, right? So like major decisions in your child's life. I'm not talking about what they're really eating on a day-to-day basis, what they're wearing, what they're reading, things like that, whether or not they're accessing the internet. Those are all like minor decisions and things that are really left to each parent when they exercise their time with the child, right? What I'm talking about is like major decisions, right? So like, are we going to vaccinate a child? Or maybe, where is the child going to go to school? Are they going to a special school, like a private school? Are we going to change schools? Things like that. Are they going to be enrolled in like a gifted program? Are they going to do this or that, right? So like major decisions in a child's life. That's really what I'm talking about. And again, I would say 70% of people don't have this problem because they can make good decisions, right, in their child's best interest, in terms of like making major decisions. So most people have what's called shared parental responsibility, meaning they have a 50-50 say. If if husband says this, wife says this, they're expected to work it out, right, in their child's best interest. Now, in some cases, when there's clearly an issue between the spouses and one spouse is not or cannot be trusted to make competent decisions all of the time, or the judge sees that, hey, one spouse is in a better position to make the major decisions than the other spouse, and there's something wrong with the other spouse where they can't be trusted to make major decisions in the best interest of their child, then the court can award what's called shared parental responsibility with ultimate decision-making authority. And what that means is both parents have to confer in good faith and talk about it, right? And, debate the issue, right? Debate what has to be decided. But that if they can't agree, then the one spouse with ultimate decision-making authority can just make the decision on behalf of the child, right? And they don't need the other person's consent. That's probably going to be one of the more rare scenarios, okay? But it's available, and it's something that we see from time to time. The most extreme, right, is when one spouse is just totally incompetent and the court does not believe that they can make decisions in the child's best interest, right? So when that happens, they'll give the other spouse sole parental responsibility, which basically means, hey, the spouses don't even have to confer over major decisions, right? Where the child goes to the doctor, where they go to school, who their doctor is, whether or not to get vaccinated or to do different procedures, right? So like that's the most extreme case. And I've seen it before where one parent is just totally incompetent. Maybe they're on drugs or maybe they're on constantly drinking alcohol. Then that can definitely, play a role and cause a judge to award sole parental responsibility. It's sad. It definitely is, but it's definitely a reality. It happens not all of the time, but it definitely happens. So, that's essentially decision making in the context of a divorce case. A judge is going to look at both parents and they're going to look at all of the factors, and determine what is in the child's best interest in terms of like who has what responsibility. But again, I'll want to say it again, in most cases, if both parents are good people and they can make decisions competently, right, in the best interest of the child rather than their own interests, then a judge is probably going to award shared parental responsibility. If you guys have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me about this topic, right? Or any other topic, divorce or family law related. My email is scott@kjlawfla.com. Again, scott@kjlawfla.com. Also, if you guys like the podcast, please give it a 5-star review on wherever you're listening. It helps me just know that you guys are enjoying the content, so that, that is greatly appreciated. If you guys want to potentially work with our firm, you can call us at 954-990-9307. Again, 954-990-9307, or shoot me an email at, again, scott@kjlawfla.com, scott@kjlawfla.com. We'll determine whether or not we're a good fit for you and you're a good fit for us. And yeah, if it all works out and it seems good, then I'd be happy to represent you. Again, thanks so much for listening. Take care.
Thanks for listening to the Florida Divorce Podcast. To learn the 10 secrets behind every successful divorce, visit floridadivorcepodcast.com. If you'd like Scott's help in your divorce case, go to kjlawfla.com.